Okay, we're going to take the skills we learned in class Thursday and Friday, which was completing the square. All right, so we're going to do that. So our learning target is going to be given the equation of a square, the equation of a circle, in kind of a longer format. We can complete the square in both x and y to rewrite it in standard form of the circle and graph the circle. So remember, my standard form now is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So you're going to point out that that is a perfect square, and so is that. So all we're really going to do is create perfect squares with the x's and y's, and then put all the constants on the other side. So let's go through that. I'm going to do these two, and these two are going to be very similar to C and D on the next page. So you're going to do the C and D. So here we go. I'm going to do two steps here. I'm going to subtract 30, but I'm also going to rewrite all my x's together. So I'm going to say x squared minus 10x. Let's get those x's together, and that'll give us our y's together as well. So we got plus y squared plus 6y, and all that's going to equal negative 30. Now the next step says to complete the square. Well, we do that the same way we used to. Half of that negative 5 squared is we add 25 here. Half of that 3 squared is 9. But look, this is an equal sign, and that says the left side, everything over here, and the right side have the same value. Well, if I add 34, 25 plus 9 to the left side, I'm going to need to add 34 to the right side, so both sides are still equal. So if we got this, the next step is going to look like x squared minus 10x plus 25 plus y squared plus 6y plus 9 is equal to 4. So let's go ahead and factor it. Right? These are now perfect square trinomials, so they should factor the same way. I'm going to point as we do it. Square root of this, that sign, square root of that. All right. We'll say what I'm actually pointing to. On the y, square root of the first term, the sine of the middle term, square root of the third term, squared equals 4. And we're actually done. Maybe I should have just put a 3 there instead of 2 pluses, but we're done. So my center is going to be the x values that are opposite of this. Right, so that's positive 5. The y value that's opposite of this, and my radius is going to be the square root of that. It's 2. So let's go ahead and mark it. We've got 5, negative 3. There's my center. My radius is 2, and I'm just going to put some points, both vertically and horizontal, 2 distance from the center, and I'm going to do myself a little circle right here. We're going to go down and do a harder one. This one's harder because now when you group them, your leading coefficient is no longer 1, so it's that harder completing the square. Let's just hit it like it isn't hard. Let's just go at this. All right, so we're going to group our x's. So we got 4x squared plus 8x in parentheses. We got our y squared minus 16y, and we have moved this over here, negative 11. All right. So I'm going to factor this out. Let's factor out that 4. This gives me x squared plus 2x. We're going to go ahead and factor out that 4 there. And you remember to divide them both by 4. So y squared minus 4y, all is equal to negative 11. Now we're going to complete the square. And there's a tricky part in here, so be careful. There's something that happens in here that makes it a little tougher than the other one. Half of that is 2. Half of 2 is 1, and 1 squared is 1. I add 1. All right. Half of negative 4 is negative 2, and 2 squared is 4. And I'm going to write this right now. I'm going to write, hey, x squared plus 2x plus 1 here. And I'm going to write this side here, y squared minus 4y plus 4. I'm going to put my equal sign. Look what I've done. I put a 1 in here, but it's in the parentheses. And that parentheses multiplied by 4. So I didn't add 1 to the left side. I added 4 to the left side. So to balance it out, I have to add 4 to the right. In the same, over here I added 4, but it's in the parentheses. So I really added 4 times 4, because this parenthesis is multiplied by 4, so I added 16. So I really added 20 to that side, so I add 20, 4 and 16 to the right, and I get a 9. All right, we're almost there. I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 4. All right, and I'm going to factor. So if I factor this, these 4's cancel out here and here. And square root of the first term is x. Middle sign is plus. Square root of the third term is 1 squared. Likewise, square root of this term is y. Middle sign, square root of the third term is 2, quantity squared. And I get an answer of 9/4 right out there. So we stop here. We already know our radius equals the square root of that, 3/2. We know our center is the opposite of that, -1. The opposite of that, +2. Let's go ahead and graph it. -1, +2 is there. We'll put a radius of about 1.5 all the way around. About 1.5, 1.5. And I will do a quick, if somewhat ugly drawing of that. And we're done. So you have 2 to try yourselves. This. Alright. And on this guy. D. I'm also going to leave this for you. I want to leave this for you. Alright? I did it on my last video, which came out with no sound. And I really found out that it was kind of easy. So if you can draw a circle with a center here, so let's write it, a center of 0, -1, and then it tells you the radius. So we have a radius of 4. You should be able to solve this problem quite easily without me. So I'm going to let you go ahead and try this problem here. So try this. Write an inequality representing the given situation and drawing a circle. Even if you just write a problem, not an inequality, we'll come back to it. All right. So try to write an equation for this and draw a circle out here, and we'll deal with it from there. And we'll just use this guy right here, this reflection, we'll use as a really quick class discussion when we're done. All right. So this is the only video. There's only 2. All right. So we've only got 2 videos for today, and I will see you soon.